Welcome, adventurers, to Probability of Demise, the podcast where critical fumbles meet critical facepalms. Join us as we delve into the darkest dungeons, slay the stupidest gremlins, and roll enough ones to make a beholder weep. Forget epic storylines and heroic deeds. Here we celebrate the chaotic beauty of bad rolls, questionable decisions, and characters with more charisma than sense. We'll be your dungeon masters of disappointment, guiding you through campaigns where the only guaranteed treasure is a mountain of laughter, and maybe some psychic scarring. So grab your Nat 1 dice, strap on your anxiety helmets, and prepare to witness the glorious train wreck that is our D&D journey. Because, in the end, even if your character dies face first into a pile of pudding, at least you'll have the dice god's permission to laugh your ass off. That's right, folks. Strap on, like, subscribe, and leave your comments for Probability of Demise, our pod. Hope you find your pod. We are back. And I made Larissa roll her eyes.
Strap in.
In the narration for this whole time, and I just realized it. I said strap on.
Strap in.
Happy Pride, everyone.
Oh, are they still doing the leather Pride down in Chelsea?
I'm sure. I don't know.
I didn't know if it became like problematic at all, and it like some of those fade away when they get too messy.
No. I mean, as far as I know, but the couple that I know that would always go, they moved to Philly, so
okay.
I don't know about this year in particular, but
if you'd ever go down there, I have like 0% interest in finding out about it. So feel free to not let me know.
Okay. Well, there was one time we accidentally stumbled upon it when we went to go to the Whitney and then go to brunch afterwards. It was right there.
Yeah, so. Well, I think that's how it happened to me too. I was actually walking along the High Line and I looked down and went, I know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Great
Jess
timing, Jess.
probably like makes leather outfits for people down there.
Yeah, I'm the one who makes everyone's outfits for the day.
That would be such a fun job, actually.
You can't. Will you warn a bitch?
No.
Today's word of the day by Jess.
By me. Hello and welcome once again to the wonderful segment that is my segment of the word of the day. So today we rolled, I don't remember what I rolled, but I wrote it down. 38. And I rolled that on the magical D100 that Jason got me. Can't forget that. And today's word is... I feel like I've used this one before. So edit out if I have, but I don't know. Do y'all remember Calopsa?
Nope.
No? Okay, good. Perfect. I feel like we had something similar. But, so, today's word of the day is Calopsa. Spelled K-O-L-A. No. It's not spelled that way. That's my dyslexia talking. K-A-L-O-P-S-I-A. Calopsa. And used in a sentence... The warlock's spell cast a veil of Calopsa over the battlefield, making the ruined landscape appear as beautiful as a meadow.
Interesting.
Don't know if they have a spell to do that, but that's what... I didn't actually tell you what it is. That would help. It means... I want to get the exact meaning of it.
In my head, I was making my own definition anyways, so this is great.
It's the delusion of things being more beautiful than they actually are. Calopsa.
That sounds like any illusionist's dream.
Yeah.
Last we left off, Seraphina and Ulua and Gus have gone 3 different ways to do their best across the city, which meant
Split the
that
party,
I
split
am
the
wearing
party.
this shirt.
Party, split the party. Split the party, split the party. And find out what happens.
So if you would like to buy that at our shop, feel free to go to demisecast.com and shop the shirt. At any rate,
Get some merch.
With-
Shop the shirt and get some merch.
with the collapse of the temple that they had recently investigated and a shopping trip in that same area complete, the collection of the construct that Seraphina had released, Gus being pulled off to a lawyer meeting, that meant that Seraphina decided, as she was elected to decide, that they should split up even more. And Seraphina should go take care
Obviously.
of business with her parents and learn some adult skills like how to shop for an apartment. And Ulua has been left to her own devices. And I would love to reconvene at that fade through moment that we had last session at the end, where Seraphina's eyes slowly closed and we reversed time through history and we reopened our eyes to see Ulua watching Seraphina's behind move further and further off into the crowd.
I mean, you're not wrong, but you didn't have to call me out like that. Wow,
So
I thought we were friends, Rick.
So we get this beautiful moment of, mostly it's just Seraphina falling apart around Ulua, but now we have this moment where Ulua actually, in canon, was just checking out some of that candy as it waltzed away into the crowd. Having waltzed, Ulua, you are left to your own devices, a little vial of honey in hand. What do you do?
I am going to head back to Sincere House and check in. I want to pay back the funds that I borrowed emergency-wise, which I think amounted to about 120 gold both.
I think so, yeah.
Let me pull that back up. But predominantly, I want to warn Oksana and all my sisters to negate any attempts by the magic shopkeeper to furnish the house. I can't. I will move. And the other thing I wanted to do, I'm trying to remember. I don't have the music that the siren deciphered. Do I? Is that mine? Okay.
Yeah, you have it on you.
Okay. And I'm trying to remember if we did anything with that or not.
Well,
I'm trying to remember what it said.
I'm going to just start off with first things first. You do return the money, but it's not directly to Oksana. It's to the other folks, as Oksana is yet again not home.
Do the others know where she is, or is she just?
No, actually, you did hear that Celia from Shellside Spirits and Sundries also came by looking for Oksana and was unable to find.
Otherwise, I'm just going to spend the evening attuning to my whip. I feel like there was something. Was there something else that I could attune to that would take
You
a
could
couple
start
of
reading
days?
the book.
That's it.
Invest some of the hours in that.
The book. That's it. Okay. Yeah. It's not in my inventory, so I wasn't sure how to. I don't think.
It's probably not in your inventory because I couldn't find a quick version, but at the end of your 48 hours of investment, you could actually probably put down a countdown timer for it. Would be more useful to you of like how many hours you invest in it, and just take off the hours as you get there. Because when you get to the end of the 48 hours, you will be able to add +2 to your charisma modifier.
Right. And I get to know a secret every day, right? And I already know the secret for today. Wait, is that a different book?
That was a different book. There were 2 books. You've got this. I thought Gus had the Book of Secrets, but
Gus has the Book of Secrets, yes, and I have the charisma book. Sorry, that's right. Yeah. Sorry.
I think I'm confused about who has which book, but yeah.
No, I definitely have the charisma one. That's right. Which was from the bookkeeper, and Gus has the book from the baker.
Yes, I believe that's
right. Sorry. Again.
So many items, so many things. I feel like you've pursued the siren's message fully.
Okay.
If you find in your notes somewhere that there was some component you still have questions about, feel free to find that, but I need it to be a little bit more specific because I'm looking at my thing here and I filed away. It's already completed.
I'm just trying to think if there's anything else within like the personal stuff, that whole list of the notes from the Batmaster. No, I'm just gonna gingerly take out the book because I'm genuinely perturbed by anything given to me by that shopkeeper, and start to peruse it, and I'll have an evening in with a glass of wine. Why is
You're bouncing.
I don't know why though.
Maybe it's just your desk. I don't know.
Like it's not usually so.
So you're having an evening in, reading the book, getting caught up on those types of things.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're having an evening in, getting caught up on things, and you don't hear Oksana come in. Sorry.
It's all right.
Through the night, so she must be out for a longer period of time. But you read for however many hours you would like to read before finding your own rest. And then when you wake up, dawn is there. You can hear birds chirping. And you can hear the hum of Oksana moving around in the shared spaces of the home.
I'm going to go down and check in with her.
Oh, hi. Would you like a biscuit?
British biscuit or American biscuit? I'm asking you, Rurik, what you mean.
Oh, my brain. They're clearly treats. Morning
Cookies.
Breakfast.
Got it.
Desserts.
Okay. You know what? I've been eating a little light lately. I should probably have something more substantial and nutritional, but I appreciate the offer.
Well, I can prepare something for you if you'd like.
Oh, it's fine. I can manage. What is anything new with you? I notice we've kind of been missing each other lately, which is fine. We're not beholden to each other, but it's nice to see you.
Yeah, it's nice to see you. I've been busy with a project, and there's been some things have gotten in the way.
Anything I
partners
can
had to
help
leave
with?
town quite quickly, and just trying to do my best for the city and make things better.
Okay. Is there anything that I or we, meaning my two, I guess, call them teammates now?
You can see that she really smiles. Like, she's been kind of just obfuscating up until this point. And when you say your teammates, you can see a genuine smile. It's like, I'm really glad that you're finding a group of people who might offer something new, but also just a positive way to do things
I
in
mean,
the city.
yeah, well, I have to admit that it's hard to see any positive effect on a impactful scale.
Well, don't sell yourself short. I heard about the fundraiser you held.
Which was a cover.
Oh, okay, but it had a positive effect. You have undermined a nefarious plot to truly harm the city. Something I was completely unaware of and not at all well, it definitely took me by surprise.
I mean,
What
us
else have you been up to?
two. I mean, I guess it's not that we. It's
She's
not.
quietly started making you breakfast. Feeling that she's successfully distracted you with these questions.
I just. I don't know. In the moment, it seems that we're. I don't know if it doesn't feel like we're making a difference, and it's not. And I don't mean that it's not impactful. It's just that I guess we rarely get the chance to experience or appreciate any change before the next thing comes along. You know, it seems like it has been a continuous uphill climb, and I don't know it. This, I don't know it. Everything just feels so much more complicated than it used to be, and it's just different, you know. I really like Gus and Seraphina, and I enjoy spending time with them both, but I worry about any of us getting hurt doing what we're doing. And I guess that's kind of the trade-off, though, isn't it? You stick your nose into any sort of business, and there's repercussions for your actions, no matter how well-intentioned.
Oksana lets her hair fall, covering her face. Yeah, our actions have consequences. And then as she pulls it aside and reveals her face again, she reaches with her other arm and she puts in front of you a plate of meats and pastries.
At some point, you're going to have to let people start taking care of you.
I still have much of my life ahead of me. I'm young. 100 years went by in a blink. The next 100, probably more of the same.
Well,
Oh, I have to go. And you can see that she kind of scratches just behind her ear a little bit. New things afoot, I'm sure. I'll see you later.
hang on 1 second. Look
Yes.
that way, and I point to the direction that will expose her ear to me that she just scratched.
So whatever for? And she looks, and then she looks back at you.
Does she
Roll a
have an
perception
earbud
check.
in?
Roll a perception check.
Rolls have not been great today. That one's good. Perception 17.
You catch sight of a glittering little jewel that was not in her ear when you first met her. You don't know when it has arrived in her ear, but
Like an earring?
It is an earring, but
Like
it's
a piercing,
placed
okay.
differently. It's not placed on the lobe or on the cartilage. It's placed in the deeper section. But it's relatively new jewelry. You don't recall her wearing this even a month ago or so. And maybe you just missed it. It could have been around for a month or so, but it is.
She's up to stuff.
Elves live for a long time, and to add a new piece to one's ensemble is kind of a big step usually.
Mm-hmm. That's a nice gadget.
Oh, yes, just staying in touch with some individuals who I have allied myself with temporarily. Well, have a lovely, lovely day. I do need to be getting going.
Oh, just before you go,
Yeah.
I told the girls, but the magic shopkeeper down in the market, do you know the one across from the blacksmith? The magic shop there. It's right
Which
next
neighborhood?
to which neighborhood, Rick? I can't remember.
Ascended Temples.
Right, okay. The one near the temples.
Oh, yes, I've heard that it's well, some of our sisters and others have gone there for body enhancements. She seems to specialize in repairs and replacements, so to speak.
Yes. If she asks, don't let her decorate the house. She expressed interest and she makes furniture, and I think when she replaces parts, she then uses the old pieces to create to recycle, as it were.
Good term.
And it just she wanted especially to do my room, and I would really prefer that not happen, or I might have to leave. So
Well, we wouldn't want that. I mean, you helped start this. You helped bring in our sisters, and no, that would be outrageous. So I will pass it around to others and let them know that we already have a decorator.
yes, I'm not trying to blacklist anyone. I was just very disturbed by her its aesthetic. I'm unsure of the of how they identify, considering they were mostly made up of bird cages. But
Malia upstairs does have some new furniture that has come in recently. I'm curious, would it bother you if somebody else chose to pick up a
If it's their
piece?
personal room, I guess not. As long as it stays, it doesn't move around and come in mine.
I feel like it was some sort of throw rug or something. Throw rug wasn't the right. She used a different term, but I don't remember what it was.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't been home recently. I've been out a lot.
You should maybe ask if you can take a look. I'd be curious about your opinion.
Certainly, if I get the chance. I really do need to go.
Yes, go ahead.
And she kind of rushes out the door.
Huh. Well, guess that's that. Anything I want to do before I go? Oh, I suppose. And the ear thing reminds me, and I guess I don't really know how to do this, but I take out the earbud and I take the stopper or cap off the vial, and I just kind of bring them together and wait and see if something happens.
You can see the little earbud just sits there waiting, and then as the honey is level and it starts to head its way, you can see a thin little tongue unfurl, kind of like a butterfly's tongue might furl out, or a bee. If you zoom in on macro lens, you can see the bees, their little cute little mandible goes out and captures the nectar. And that's what it occurs as it pulls in, and it eats a very minute amount before stopping.
You're good. Okay, all right. And I put the back on and stick it in a satchel and put that. She knows where I'm heading there. I'm gonna put it in my in the satchel with the honey, I guess. And I head off to the Hall of Records.
Yeah, where do the little bugs live? Do they live in our ears just forever? Do they live on us?
To be used, they need to be in your ear.
So they don't live in our ear? They just need to be in the ear to be used.
Eventually, if they're not in an ear, they will die or try to reproduce. But when they're fed well, the problems don't seem to be a problem. They don't live in ears when they're at the shopkeeper's place. She does have ears that she keeps them in as part of her aesthetic. But
hate it so much.
The ear is the location from which it works. It will not work anywhere else. And if you don't have it in, you will not hear messages sent through those.
Cool. Understood.
So, Ulua, the morning is yours. A cup of something warm in your hand. The weather is actually glorious. A few bits and pieces of the breakfast possibly tucked away for a snack as you're making the walk, or are you flying to the Hall of Records?
What's the time difference?
Given the location of your home, it is a much quicker method to fly down. You've made most of this trip all the time, flying up and down to the Skyway Strip, which is the most populous space to be. This is a quick trip, and then you're just going a little bit of an extension over to the Hall of Council. So by broomstick, quite quick. 5 to 10 minutes, maybe a little bit longer if there's a little bit of heavy air traffic or not a clear landing zone. Could be up to 20 minutes trip. On foot, maybe an hour's walk. Maybe a little bit longer if there's a congestion issue, but.
And would it also be long?
This time of morning, the Skyway Strip is very rarely that full, so the biggest constraint on your traffic trip would be negated in this case. flying you would miss walking by the fishmongers and early morning errands of people.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk with my ears open, just listening
Okay.
for if there sounds like there's been any upset or concerns, people whispering, or just to see if anything kind of catches my attention as I walk by.
Roll a perception check just to see if anything has... At the very least, you'll hear the newsies.
Yeah, because those are so reliable. 12.
Extra. Temple of the Ascended descends below ground. Lava pool forms and leaves nothing behind. The end of the world is nigh. Extra. Trading city arriving soon. Prepare your wares. Extra. Ascended citadel gone forever. I need a better line for this because this is a terrible article. Extra, ascended fleeing the city. Extra, ascended fleeing the city.
In addition to the newsies news, you also pick up some more real news. Some people have actually purchased papers from one of the newsies and are finding out the truth about the temple, that it did not descend into a fiery lava-based death, and they're sharing back and forth. Wow, one of the ascended temples? I always knew they were shoddy construction. That sort of conversation is happening. Another piece of news is with regard to the wyvern's venom and a new post by the Watch, and the Watch has gone around and just warned people to be very cautious, looking for signs of or symptoms of wyvern's venom poisoning. And there's also a lot of talk about how the city above is probably safe, but those in Underton might be at risk because the water, of course, does not go up, it goes down. And just a lot of folks who are like, oh, not our problem, not our worry. But you do see members of the Underton community who have errands or work in the Overton neighborhoods kind of looking a little disgruntled and grumpy with these conversations. There's definitely beginning to be there always was a divide between Underton and Overton, but the tables have turned. Underton was the place of privilege, and it seems increasingly the place of those who don't have. To ascend in any form whatsoever, whether that's through an ascended temple and being ascended yourself, or just living on the surface, is seen as a much more privileged position than being in Underton these days. There are a few people who are talking about those crazy young kids trying to make Underton cool again with their lofted apartments. But that is about all you hear.
M-U-C Maka? Muka?
Mukas.
Mukas. Oh god. Just what we need. Sorry.
Yeah.
Drink it.
There's very clearly a city growth issue with regard to housing and things becoming more and more rare and hard to find.
Sounds familiar.
It's always been a problem though, so it just sits in the background, you know.
Okay. I continue on my way to the Hall des Records.
And you make your way to the Hall of Council, where the Hall of Records is. Unlike before, where you kind of walk straight up to the governmental offices, you know that the Hall of Records is right inside the entrance and just to the right. It is a big, huge edifice, a library / accountant's office feel to it rather than any other feel. And Seraphina, turning to you, in your morning time after you wake up, would you have headed off, or would you have done something with your parents in their new home before heading to the Hall of Records?
No, I think I would have just done a general greeting, maybe had breakfast with them if my dad was awake, and then headed out.
Yeah, your
Fed my
mother
bug.
your mother was up early, getting ready for work. You do see that her outfit is very different from what she's worn before. It looks like she's wearing silk.
Ooh.
It's not working garb. It's not the garb of someone who's having to dig into dirt, magical or otherwise. Her nails look like they're finely trimmed, almost like she's had a manicure recently. And as she leaves, you notice her face looks a little smoother than it has in the past, and you realize that she's wearing makeup.
Oh, Mom! You look good!
Oh, thanks. It's the job. You have to, it's not like the work I did before, and I'm learning a lot, and it's... Thank your friend for me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I gotta go. I'm gonna run back here. Thank goodness this is so close. But I'm gonna run back here to check on your father. Can you check in on him occasionally?
Yeah, of course.
He sleeps most of the time, but we should probably... I know we don't have the money for this, but there's got to be a way we could get somebody to check in on him occasionally. You're busy, and I'm busy, and I don't feel confident leaving him alone all day.
Well, do you want to check in at lunch, and I can check in, after that, or should I check in at lunch? How do you?
No, that sounds great. She kind of looks to the side like she just can't believe it. We have an hour lunch.
Ooh.
We have lunch.
I know. Do you have your lunch? Do I need to make you something? I run to the kitchen to try to
As you run back, she's like, no, I'll come back. I'll take it. I gotta feed your father.
Oh, right. Yeah. Right. Okay then.
All right, my dear. Well, good luck with the investigations. I hope that business is going well. Take care of yourself.
See you tonight. What? You're acting like I'm leaving forever.
Well, it's just... It was good to have us all under the same roof again. Well, most of all of us under the same roof again.
We'll all be together soon. We'll figure it out.
She kind of reaches over and reaches for your hand. There may come a time where we just have to move forward.
I yanked my hand out. I'm like, nope. Nope. Dad's gonna be great. Everyone's gonna come home. Now you go to work. I start to push her out the door or towards the door.
She goes out and she steps forward really sprightly. Do you continue to watch her as she goes?
Yeah.
You see that there's a point at which where she keeps herself from looking back and her pace slows, and then she starts marching forward very determinedly.
I just yell after her, "Woohoo! You got it hot, mama! Go have a good day of work! Bring home that bacon!"
Roll a perception check really quick.
Oh,
Or actually, what's your
passive
passive?
Passive perception.
perception.
Yeah.
Passive 15.
You definitely notice after you shout "Hot Mama, bring home the bacon," a number of men
Uh-oh.
and women
Whoa!
in this new neighborhood looking back at your mother and then back to you.
Eyes off my mom. She's taken. She's got kids, all right? Your eyes are not for her.
Two of the men nod to you. One of the women nods to you, and then you see a woman kind of pull herself together, and she starts walking in the direction your mother left, and giving you kind of like a scathing, like, mm-hmm.
Then I go, "Have a great day, everyone," and awkwardly close the door. Because I forgot. We're in a new neighborhood.
In case I don't see you. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Yep.
Close the door. You're back inside.
And then I
Morning
go, "Fuck,
continues.
I gotta go outside."
You done flustered yourself.
I don't know.
As you're sitting there inside, not moving forward, you can feel your a little ball of a automaton weighing heavily in your pocket. But
Take it
otherwise-
out. I go, I wanna work on you, I swear. I just need more time in the day.
Roll a quick
coming.
investigation check as you're looking at it.
Oh gosh.
Investigate.
Oh, that's not very good.
Because you didn't sing the song.
It's because I didn't sing the song. Oh, but I have plus 11, so 14?
You can tell that it's going to take some work to fix all the parts. Could still be summoned and used in reduced capacity, but you can see something got lodged in it when it went to ball form.
Mm.
And when you do those repairs, it's kind of glimmering.
Mm.
Some sort of crystalline lattice got trapped within that does not belong to the mechanical creation that you designed.
Mm-hmm. Will be top priority this evening to work on after seeing Ulua. Check. Write that down in my mental brain. Let's go. And I get up to go.
As finally you break free of your internal procrastination and embarrassment about what occurred outside and you step out. Seemingly very intentionally, there are very few faces looking in your direction, but it seems like it's only just been that switch. Like the moment the door started to open at all, that's when the faces were averted. And your hairs on the back of your neck, along your arms and your back, everyone seems to be looking at you without looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
You are the new people in the new neighborhood. The storefront just to the left, cooking smells coming from it. You head across. Are you going to take... How are you getting to the Hollow Council?
I was just gonna walk. Give myself enough time to get there walking. And I'm gonna do an awkward little like shuffle walk and just go doo doo doo, nothing to see, doo 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 doo. Get out of here.
You have to walk around the Crystal Cliffs to get there because it's on the opposite side of the city, but the Crystal Cliffs are in your way. But even as you start walking, you're not familiar with this part of the city, this neighborhood. So you just try to beeline it. Like, you know that it's directly this way. So you walk directly towards the Crystal Cliffs. And as you get towards the Crystal Cliffs and realize you're going to have to walk all the way around this big mega neighborhood, you see a ferry pulling up. You've heard of this ferry. It's the ferry that goes from the Undercroft to the Fishmongers and the Hollow Council. It's a passenger ferry.
We have the best luck. Gonna walk over to the ferry.
How convenient.
Yes. So going under the Cragside crowds on the little ferry, you get a different view of the Cragside crowds. In the Cragside crowds and from the shoreline looking at the Cragside crowds, it's this panoply of tents and sails and balloons and other things that all looking like a big huge party. Underneath it are various portholes where things are disposed of, and you see the smears of sewage and other things. It's the underside of the Craigside crowds, and it's part of why the Undercroft is as undesirable as it is that they get the refuse of the floating portion of the city that is where the rest of the populace lives. But eventually you come out to the other side to bright sunlight. You can hear seagulls in the distance, and then not so distantly as they all take off at the same time because a larger bird of prey, something that's afire, has invaded their zone as they all flock up into the air, making a loud cacophonous noise. And that's when your ferry kind of pulls up into the other dock, the dock that is the Hollow Council dock. And seeing the long stretch of the causeway before you, you make your way eventually to a side entrance to the Hollow Council itself. And across the plaza, you can see Ulua just about to enter the Hall of Records.
Oh, I run up behind her, but secretively.
Roll a stealth check. Ulua, roll a perception check.
Stealth. Okay. Roll better, please. Oh, is that okay? Plus 17. Okay. Mine's okay.
If my
I don't know,
passive
'cause-
perception is higher, can I use that?
Nope, not for this situation.
It's only one higher. Rolled an 11.
Wooha! 20. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Seraphina, given the difference between those two numbers, give me the story of you being sneaky.
All right, so I go up to her, and at first I'm just trying to like be sneaky, and just because she's super aware all the time, so I know as soon as I get up close to her, she's gonna notice me, but she doesn't. So then I do I just like walk behind her and try to walk how she walks, which I'm sure is very sexy, and then I feel stupid, so then I stop. and then I go and I stand next to her, hoping that she'll sense me next to her. And then maybe she doesn't, so then I jump out in front of her. I go, ah!
Jesus! Jesus. Huh.
Who's that?
I don't know, it's just a noise I made. It just seemed to work. Huh.
You good this morning? You in your head a little bit?
I had an interesting conversation with Oksana, and she had a very she had a new piece of jewelry that was obviously some sort of communication gadget. And all I could think of was
Oh.
how you would love to probably take a look at it and examine it. But I don't know if she'd ever allow that. But she just seemed very
Who's
off
she
in
trying to
her
talk
own-
to?
She's keeping her secrets, which she has every right to do, but it's just weird because we used to kind of just be in this what we're doing now together, and I don't know if she's just kind of moved on without me, or I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I should be worried or offended or if I'm just being silly.
You're definitely not being silly. You should. What would my mom say? Talk to them. That's what you should do. I mean, I can understand if you don't want to, because why voluntarily go up to someone to have a hard conversation with them? But, that's what you should do.
Yeah, that's. I mean, she was in a rush, but she made me breakfast. She's walking contradiction.
Do you like it when people make you breakfast?
I mean, she distracted me in order to do it. I said it was fine, so she kind of
Because,
did
I
it
could
anyways.
cook. I mean, I have never actually tried to cook before, but it's recipes, just like you just follow it, and I'm good at following things to make things. So I could cook for you.
I mean, if you'd like, we could. Well, I mean, I love to cook, so we could.
I like to eat,
So,
but no, wait. I was gonna cook for you
Well,
because
what I was
I'm
gonna
a great cook, really good. Just assuming I am.
Well, what I was going to say is we could try cooking together, and then I could show you at least my favorite recipes, and then you would know them, and then you could see if you like them, and then if you do, you can make them for yourself for practice. If I don't know. Should we?
I am now a little uncomfortable. Would you like to go inside?
Yes, that's what I was just gonna say.
And I awkwardly turn around.
For those listening at home, I'm gonna make you tell them because that's all you.
There's a
Roll
banner.
for awkward flirting. Oh wait, they natural one that.
Yep.
I mean, I would be willing to.
Seraphina's awkwardness rubs off onto Ulua. You think it would do the reverse. Like, you think Seraphina would get really cool. Nah, Ulua gets weird.
Well, the thing is there's a difference between when it's
For work.
Yes. Yes. There's
And
a certain
actually
amount
caring.
of like preparation and forethought that goes into it, but this is all spontaneous. And...
So after Seraphina says that she is now uncomfortable, she turns around and starts to walk in and just thinks she's talking in her head and is not. And she's like, that was embarrassing. I can't cook. I should keep my mouth shut. Okay, here we go. Just like out loud pep talk that should have been in her brain and it was not.
And Ulua just kind of watches her go, hearing it and not realizing that she's talking to herself, but giving her space so that she isn't more embarrassed to realize that she's not saying it to herself, and then just
It's also a
follows
highly
behind.
strategic method in case the relationship goes anywhere where If you never let her know that she talks out loud to herself, you'll always get to know her thoughts without more effort. It is a telepathy spell waiting to happen without the telepathy spell.
That feels a little manipulative, but okay.
You
But yes, I follow.
enter the Hall of Records, a labyrinthine place filled with towering bookshelves groaning under the weight of leather-bound tomes and files and such. Navigating this maze is definitely not somebody's favorite thing to do. The air hangs heavy with dust and the scent of aging paper, and you see at a small desk a fairly grumpy looking gnome, forest gnome, busily organizing a crate. Looks like one of the tasks of the reception gnomes is to take small portions of the record library and make sure everything is organized properly.
I guess I arrive to the desk first.
Ease.
And I walk up and I go, "Good morning!"
Good. Good. Yeah, I'm sure for you it's good. You look like you haven't been stuck in here all morning. I could use a break. Thank
Eileen
God
and
you're
I-
here.
I lean in, I go, "My morning has not been great." As well.
Oh. Well.
But I
I'm
stand up
sorry
and
for that.
smile.
Well. Okay. Well. Now that we've both had horrible mornings, and you're at least here to
No.
distract me from mine.
Not horrible, just embarrassing. I'm a
And
very
that's when I
awkward
walk up.
individual. Hello. Hello.
Hi. Are you her morning?
Yes.
And I just kind of look over. What?
I don't know why that would be horrible, but I'm so
I
excited.
told you it wasn't horrible. But it was horrible. I was horrible. Morning, great. Beautiful, stellar.
The little gnome looks up at you, Ulua. Has kind of been looking up at Seraphina, but like the look that it gives to you is, we should talk.
Okay. I'm Ulua, by the way.
Yes, I saw you following your friend in.
So we are.
I'm Scribble.
Hi.
Yes.
As your scribble, as in you're scribbling something right now, like on paper?
And I just
No,
kind of elbow.
My name is Scribble.
I elbow Seraphina.
It's a lovely name.
Thank
It's
you.
another word.
It was
for
nice to meet you, Ulua, and horrible morning.
Seraphina.
Ah, thank you. Well, thank you for distracting me from my chore. Please tell me you're here to ask for more. That rhymed, and I do not like it. Take it back before I throw a...
A hat!
Yes. Thank you.
So we are. What do you mean more? You just said to bring you more.
Yes. I mean, if all you're here is to, like, chit-chat with me, it's going to quickly devolve into my supervisor, and you hear, like, ka-thunk, ka-thunk, ka-thunk. Getting here before you give me something more interesting to do.
No. We're here. We have a reason. We're not. I mean, it's very lovely to meet you, but
Yes,
we
very
are-
lovely to meet you as well.
Yes.
What do you need? You need something very complex, I am sure.
Yes, we are looking
You hear the
for.
ka-thunk, ka-thunk,
and
retreat.
I kind of, I'm on. Larissa is unsure how to verbalize the records that we are given access to, or being granted access to. I'm not sure how.
Yeah,
to
you
relay
have
that.
the note from Stickybeak, and it just says you've been granted access. So
I'm just going to pull out the note and say, "We've been granted access to," and then I read out exactly what Stickybeak wrote because I don't.
Yes. I have to find the clipboard. It's going to take me a moment to find the clipboard. Thank you. And he scrabbles.
Oh, dang it.
Oh. You're
No,
out to interrupt
nothing.
him right away.
No, it's
Okay.
not good.
He scrabbles behind a towering case of some
Scribble scrabbles.
scrabbled around the corner, and you hear thunking noises. You hear Scribble's voice, and then another very high-pitched voice, and then Scribble comes back around the corner. Ha! I have the clipboard. It's too early for this. Okay. Yep. You're on this list. Not by your names. Associates of Stickybeak. That makes sense given that you have a letter. Well, that's interesting. Well, right this way. And he just kind of like almost looks like he dives into the side of the little desk where he's at, where you just see piles of books. But on the other side, he comes around around the desk, and he's right there in front of you. Like, all right, right this way.
After you.
Yes, that's how right this way works.
I'm just confirming.
Don't get lost.
We'll do our best to keep up.
Then he zips up a staircase.
I grab Seraphina's hands and I yoink her after.
Okay, yoinking. I need you both to roll dexterity checks. You can choose to use specialty dexterity checks if you think it will help you, as Scribble takes you up into and around and through the Hall of Records. If you fail this particular check, you will lose sight of Scribble.
Okay.
Which will result in new checks.
Okay.
It's Scribble versus you.
Hang on.
I got an unnatural 20. I like this new die. I think someone got it for me. I think it was Rurik. I'm not sure.
Is it the set that they gave us before they left?
It's a single red metal hollow bit.
That's the one that we got with our random thing from NYCC this past year.
That's what it was.
From Jason's pack.
It's rolling pretty well, except when it's not.
Okay. All right. Dex. Dexy motherfucker! Not so much. Okay.
Dex.
I was really hoping. 9.
You, Ulua, pull Seraphina into place, and she just darts after Scribble.
It's like, oh, this is what we're doing. Run.
And as Seraphina leaps to it and begins following Scribble down a twisted hallway, up another set of stairs, Ulua, you're keeping up. And then suddenly you're at a landing and you don't see either of them. What do you do when you can't find either of them?
I am going to... Can I still message? Because they're within range 120 feet, right?
If you think they're still within range, yeah, go for it.
You also have a bug now.
Yeah, but are you wearing it?
Yeah. Oh, am I wearing it? Is it actively in my ear? I don't know. Let's see.
Neither of you said that this morning.
Yeah, we neither of us
Until
put it in this
you
morning.
narrate that particular portion, it's not in existence.
Then no, it's not in my ear. It's not there.
I mean, well, the minute I
made a
lose
big enough
sight...
deal about it now that I actually expect you to stick in your ears before I'm going to count it. The only one who's free of that right now is Gus.
Well, you had to make it a eater brains, okay? So there might be a reason behind the hesitation of putting it in our ears.
Magical things should have consequences.
In this world? Okay. Anyways, the instant I would have lost sight, I would have used message, and I'm going to say, I'm at the landing. I do a quick description. Which way did you go next?
Seraphina, you are scrambling after Scribble. You get this message. You know you can reply to it, but you only have a few seconds to share accurate instructions. Is there any special way in which you're trying to do this, or do you simply give verbal?
Yes. I will see if there's something I can do. Oh! Wait. Can I do... Hold on. No, this is this thing. So I have to... Choice... Nope, because that takes time to do that. Shoot. Thought I had something. Let's comprehend languages. Dang, I thought I had something. I guess I don't have what I thought I did. Can I... Oh, I feel so trapped and lost. Is the way we're going have, like, is it something I can say? Like, oh, left, then a right, straight.
Sure, go ahead and roll an intelligence check to see if you're able to articulate something. And then Seraphina's got that. So Ulua, I'll have you roll a survival check and we'll see if those things work out.
That's okay. Let's see what I get to add. Intelligence. Oh, wait, no, that's... Wait, which skill? You said intelligence, right?
Yeah, just a intelligence check.
Oh, check. Plus 4, 3, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17?
Okay. Ulua?
Sorry. I got distracted. What am I rolling?
Something else, try. A survival.
Survival check.
Right, okay. I also have keen mind. I just want to point that out, that reminder.
Yeah, it depends on how good her instructions are.
Sorry, I got distracted by a meme. 12.
Ulua, you try to track back, and you think you're on the right track. But you kind of slow because she said left, or did she say right? But there's no left or right. There's like kind of left and kind of right and straight ahead.
Okay, but I understand the role for that.
You like know what her directions were, but like the place that she provided the directions for isn't quite lining up with the directions.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to message her and say, okay, well, I'm lost, so I'm just going to sit here.
And then I will say back, I will learn where they are and then come get you.
Sounds good.
Okay, so you continue following Scribble.
I'm gonna try.
As you're following him, I would like for you to roll another. Actually, because you've been like communicating and it's like pulling just a little bit of your attention away, you realize that Scribble is getting a little too far ahead, which could result in totally losing him. But you see a place where you can kind of like jump and grab onto a pole and kind of like swing yourself around and skip a whole bunch of steps and have a higher chance of sticking with him. So go ahead and roll an acrobatics check just to see if like you're able to like do this thing.
Okay, acrobatics. 15?
you're able to grab a hold and swing yourself around just in time to see Scribble right in front of you, stopped, looking at you, blinking. Where's your friend?
You're going too fast. She lost you.
Well, call her. Call her over here.
She doesn't know how to get here. I try to give her directions, but I guess I'm bad at it. You're very fast. Incredibly fast. I would, if I had just like the smallest bit of critique, would be to not go so fast when you're showing people where to go. Otherwise, I think you're great. You're doing a great job. I mean, I obviously kept up with you, so like you and I are on the same page, but like some people, like her, maybe they're just slower. They just can't go as fast. Now,
Just a second. Stay here.
okay.
You stay here.
And
Why? Because I hate you. Sorry.
Gribble scrambles away, and you
Gribble scrambles
hear
away.
you hear Alua's voice a little distantly as Scribble comes over. Oh, sorry, we lost you. Your friend was keeping up quite well. You're big. You don't fit. She doesn't fit either.
Yes.
Keep up with me this time.
I can try, but it would be helpful if you.
Excellent. I'll leave messages behind as you go. You just keep following the sound of my voice. And he scrambles off, and as he goes, he points to various corners, and you can hear his voice just repeating itself for a little while at each turn that he's made. It's like, go right, go right, go right, go right, go right, and it starts to fade as you get past it.
That's what I was trying to do, but I can't do it.
Thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy!
And each time he redoes this little effect, it lasts for a little bit, and you can continue to follow him as he's very actively trying to leave the path of breadcrumbs behind. You go up, left, go up. And as each fades out, it's much easier for you to keep up. And eventually you're there with Seraphina, and he's twiddling his thumbs. Okay, you're both here. This is the spot. Locked doors or unlocked doors?
What does that mean?
Do you need privacy or do you need public?
I think, given the nature of private.
Excellent. This way. And as he says this way, all the doors that are unlocked close, as he also is managing that part of the space. And he comes to a door. He goes, "This will be your office. I'll bring your materials by shortly, and after I do, I will hand you the key. Please return the key to me at the desk below so that I can take care of things, but you will be the only ones with the key whatsoever, even in an emergency and the Hall of Records explodes. Here that's been happening lately in the city. Just know that you are the only ones who can unlock and relock this door while you hold the key. And so if you become incapacitated, you will now have a tombstone or a mausoleum or I don't really know what it's called, but the thing where you like put people who aren't alive because nobody else will be able to get you. All right, see you later.
Wait.
Oh, yeah, what's that?
Go ahead, you first, Ulua.
I was just saying tomb. Did you say tomb?
Tomb. Oh, yes. It would be a tomb. Yes. That's a great descriptor.
Oh.
Also, you will be charged post-mortem with stealing government because we can't retrieve the materials, but government property.
Noted.
So just be careful. Generally, nobody has a problem with this.
How long can we have the key?
Till the end of time.
So, like, we could come and go to study this information?
Do you need to do that? I would prefer that you return it to me so I can use the room for other people.
I'm just saying, like, if we need, like, a week to study.
We can always come back. We don't
Ow.
need to.
Ulua
If you need a week
tripped
to
and hurt her
study,
ankle.
I would prefer to...
Ulua.
Seraphina.
If you would like to continue to say, I would prefer to be able to pull the evidence file back in our locked vault because there are other investigators. They may need access to it, and this document that I have on this does not have a clause around exclusivity to the evidence, so it should be shared as need arises.
So, like, we're not going to lose access to this information?
If you do something horrible against the state or the city, if you kill somebody, pillage something, I'm sure that there's chances of losing access. I'm not up to all the legalities. I am an archivist, not a legal aid. So just don't do stupid things like pick people's pockets, I guess.
Okay.
He checks his pockets. All right. Be right back. And you're left alone for a few moments in the room while he retrieves the records.
What is in this room? Just like a normal study room, like a table and some chairs?
It looks like a... have you ever been to a rare book room?
Yes, actually.
It's that type of space. There's gloves available for handling delicate things. There's materials, ways to hold various materials carefully. You also see that in small size, there are glyphs and such of warding that could probably be activated to keep an object contained within or to perform an experiment. And there's some various spell components and things like that. It looks like maybe the opposite of your workshop, Seraphina, where it's a lot of things all over the place, but in places this is a lot of things, but almost excruciatingly meticulously organized that could be used to examine records and artifacts.
Goodness.
As you kind of like peruse the room and find seats that would be okay, he comes back in with 2 large boxes of evidence. All right, here is your key. He hands that to you, Ulua, and this is all of the evidence available. There was another box down there, but it was marked as classified, and your clearance doesn't cover for that. Apologies. Probably wasn't even supposed to share that much. Have a great day. And he turns and walks out, and he, despite all the like high frequency moves before, he's walking really slowly back to his task.
If you walk people to where they're going that slowly, you have to work less.
His shoulders hunch, and he walks even more slowly.
Act your wage. Don't do more.
Wage?
You're muted.
Sorry, I was typing. I was actually taking down notes for once. But I was just saying, as he responds, wage, I go, oh, I really hope he gets paid.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't, I suppose that would explain a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do you lock the door and get to work, or?
Yes.
So at first glance, looking at the materials and kind of going through it, it does take you quite a long time to get through it. The official report paints this picture as a tragic accident. And you knew that that's what the official report was trying to do in general. Grand, according to the record, tripped and fell from a balcony overlooking his lab and succumbed to his injuries. But as you look at it, you see a lot of inconsistencies with this. The story doesn't match up to any of the evidence whatsoever. The balcony is not even in the right location for most of the descriptors, and the lab space doesn't have a balcony over it or under it or in it. And some of the descriptors they have, along with like things like time of death and stuff like that, don't align with the timeline that you're aware. You can see that there's a lot of these inconsistencies as you look through it, but you can also see that there are some notes here. Difficult to decipher. So if somebody is looking at these, there's some faint markings in the margins. So if anybody wants to try to figure those out, you're more than welcome to. If anybody wants to try to see if anything's being obfuscated in other ways, you can try that. There are a couple of material evidence items that were actually at the accident that could be investigated in and of themselves. So there's a lot of pieces here that you could investigate in different ways. What would you like to do? Would somebody like to hit up the documents themselves and look for the things that look like they were removed from the documents? Would somebody like to look at the evidence itself? What's going on? What's
I
possible?
have 2 thought processes, if Larissa doesn't mind me going first before I forget them. The first one being is I want to try to write down, or if I can do it quick enough, figure out the like coding that they have you were talking about, the like notes, the weird notes that were added. I also want to see if I can figure out who wrote up the reports, like who had access to writing all this, so that we could possibly go talk to them and be like, you wrote this, did you lie? Maybe not that, but
Awesome.
you know, if we go to who wrote it, shake them up a bit, maybe we could figure out who paid them or something to lie on the report.
Do you say that out loud?
No. Those are the 2 things that Jessica says to Rurik as the 2 kind of things that I want to do.
So you could either roll an Arcana check or a Perception check.
So I'm doing perception. 22 on that perception.
22. Oh, because you have advantage on perception checks. That's why you did that.
Yes.
I thought you were going to do an Arcana check because you have a +8 to that. But given that you did a perception check, you can make out that there was a mirror. It's what like the markings do. A mirror of recording at the actual site of the murder. And they have records from that mirror of recording that indicate that there was a slender tiefling with piercing eyes kind of slipping through a doorway near the space in which Grand was actually murdered at. They were able to extract that from the mirror of recording, along with a tall elven individual. The 2 of them were working together or coordinating together, and somehow there at the time of the murder. A tiefling and an elf.
Perfect. Murder.
What makes you think it was murder? Because I was there. Sorry.
As far as the person, because you did perception, you don't see anything that indicates who this is. Okay. Ulua.
Well, similar to what I think I observed Seraphina doing. What I want to do is I want to make note of all of the inconsistencies.
Yeah, you definitely see a lot of different inconsistencies. What?
I can't hear the
No, we can't hear it at all. You see a lot of inconsistencies because the evidence described is not the evidence in these boxes. You see that there's pieces of wood that could have been a banner, except looking at it, you know that the material of this wood is what, honestly, similar to what Stickybeak uses in terms of his self-defense tool as a private investigator. This is a common tool of those who don't intend to kill someone but need the tool of defense to protect themselves while they're doing their work. So it's not what like a gang might have that actually intends harm, but it's also not what the City Watch has. It's something that's in between, something that could be used less harmfully. So it reminds you of what Stickybeak uses and other PIs often use. It actually even reminds you a little bit of like what Gus uses. Gus has a big, huge staff and with a magnifying glass on top, but the material of this wood is not what you would put into a banister. Just it's not even shaped right for that, so that doesn't match up. You can also see as you look through the evidence that there's something's just not even in the evidence that's being described in the report. But then there's other pieces of material that aren't documented in any way. Like you're looking at objects that just aren't in the report.
Can I make a list of those things?
Yeah, easily enough done.
I'm just looking at it from like taking notes in order to, in case we get access to the scene, to kind of cross-check those ourselves and see. And then, so there isn't a name on the report at all as to who.
Not that you can see by looking at it.
Huh.
How are you going about looking for a name or a?
I mean, from my understanding, my very, 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 very limited understanding of how actual reports work in the real world, is there's always like it's filed by so and so's name at the top of the report.
Oh, there's
like
a
on the
filed
front
by. It
page.
says filed by Scribbles.
No, the report on the report, not the file.
Mm-hmm.
Different.
Not a thing written there.
It's blank.
Big, huge discrepancy.
Interesting. Okay.
Glaring.
Then what I would like to do, is it handwritten, the report?
It is handwritten, and as you're touching it, there is a tingle.
There's a tingle.
Tingle is good. Tingle means something.
Yeah, but I'm not the magic-y one, really. Seraphina, can you put, and I just kind of grab her hand and put it down like underneath mine where I felt the tingle.
You feel that all too familiar tingle of something that has magic infused in it.
Do you feel that?
Seraphina's just blushing and can't comprehend anything because Alua's hand is on top of hers.
And with that, Seraphina blushing deep crimson. And
Jess
Ulua
blushing a
trying
little.
to get to a solution here a little. We end this episode on the cusp of discovering something possibly really important, but who knows? We may never know. Next time on Probability of Demise, find your pod. We hope you do. And
Like,
thank
subscribe, share with your friends.
Share, and bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.